AITA for confronting my wife for buying my birthday gift with my money? My wife and I have been married for 2 years. I recently noticed after reviewing bank statements that she's been buying my birthday gifts with my money for the past 2 years. Didn't notice the first year since it was not super expensive. We have a shared account to pay bills, but then we also have our individual credit, debit cards for personal expenses. She's an authorized user on my credit card, but she'll only use it if I ask her to buy something for me, such as work clothes. She bought me a Rolex watch this year for my birthday, and I felt bad since I didn't get her anything nearly as expensive for a birthday gift, and I told her she shouldn't have. I also wondered how she could afford it unless she's been saving. She said she wanted to do something nice for me and she knew I liked it. One day I was attempting to buy a coffee before heading to work and my card was declined. I called the bank and they told me why they blocked the purchase. After reviewing the online statement, it does show the watch on my account, and that's not my usual spending habits. I talked to my wife about it and she said, "I thought I used the shared account. I must have pulled out the wrong card by accident. I'm sorry." I tell her to return it because it's an unnecessary expense, and she told me, "Just keep it. You can afford it. You know you wanted one anyway. Please appreciate me wanting to do something nice for you." NTA. I'm a bankruptcy attorney and this is a major red flag. The ability to throw $5,000 plus on a random card without being sure it's going on the correct card is a sign that there are many other problems going on here. As far as the current incident goes, whether she drained your personal account without telling you, or maxed out your credit card without telling you, this is a major issue that bears discussion. If she's maxing out the joint bills account without telling you, that's even worse. Please open a Credit Karma account for yourself to see how much debt she's put in your name, if any. You should also ask her to show you her Credit Karma account if you have any interest or expectation of bailing her out of her debt or wanting to know how much she owes. NTA. Purchases that cost several $1,000s should be 1. Made with one's own money. 2. Saved for 3. Discussed prior to using a joint account. I'd be livid if I brought myself a Rolex I haven't budgeted for. Serious red flag. Op. NTA. A Rolex is a pretty expensive gift. She didn't do anything nice for you. She bought you an expensive gift you now have to pay for. NTA. Return the watch and get your money back if that's possible. Call the credit card company and cancel her as an authorized user on your card. Info. How much did this watch cost? Last I checked, even a cheap Rolex is like $8,000. Unless you're very wealthy, that's probably not a purchase she should make without discussing it with you, regardless of which card she uses. NTA. How did she not notice she used the wrong card immediately and fixed it? In not buying that excuse. Especially 2 years in a row? Nope. And she meant to use the joint account for bills to pay for that? Nope. I ask my husband before I put anything on his card that he did not specifically authorize prior. I've only just started not calling him first to ask if it was okay for me to grab gas while I'm out on his card, because he's told me repeatedly I don't have to ask for that. But I still tell him as soon as I get back in. NTA. Even using the joint account to buy your present is crappy. It'd essentially be her forcing you to pay half of something you may not even want. NTA. Again, like a lot of these stories, you have a wife problem, a marriage problem. You both agreed to separate accounts. She is unilaterally making spending decisions and is downplaying your concerns and using sex as a negotiation tool. Talk to her and fix this. This is more than an issues with a watch. NTA. This is stealing. And not okay. Her trying to minimize the purchase and dissuade you from canceling it makes me think this might have been intentional. NTA. Even purchasing your birthday gift from your joint account is distasteful emo. Unless you're both doing it. But literally your own money? It would be a bit different if you were a single income couple. Shared finances. But still. Are you an authorized user on her cards? If it's one way where only she is on your cards, you should stop that. NTA. Even if your wife really made the mistake, she should transfer money to your account or give you the receipt. My mom bought my dad a watch once, and guess what? She even gave the receipt with it in case he didn't like it. So NTA. Your wife could make the mistake, but then she would also have enough money and transfer it to you. NTA. Can you return it yourself? Or is it too late? Just wanted to check though. You say she's using your money. Is that the personal account or the joint bills account? NTA. If the bank stopped your card, I assume that meant the cost of the Rolex either put you beyond your overdraft limit or the bank suspected fraud. All debates about his, her, their money aside. You don't put someone into their overdraft regardless of how much they apparently want something. If the card was stopped for fraud, that suggests op is usually careful with money. Meaning that kind of expenditure should have been discussed. Not sure if I'd go so far as to say your wife is top. Unless her heart wasn't in the right place. But you two certainly need a conversation about money. NTA. Is your wife always this careless with money? Does she realize the two of you don't have enough money to cover that bill? You two don't seem to be financially compatible. And she really blew off your concerns. Is your marriage good in other ways?
NTA.
NTA. Nothing else needs to be added. It's not a gift if you paid for it. NTA. If I were you, I'd take her authorization off of your personal card or divorce her. Using your money for gifts for 2 years isn't an accident. NTA. If you have separate accounts for everything except bills, they should be used separately. She was just saving her own personal fun money instead. I guess different people have different ideas about marriage, but this is weird to me. NTA. Your wife is the asshole for trying to please you with putting no effort in. Besides, I made you buy something you liked, you're welcome, and then trying to make up for it with sex? Even if she used the joint account, that's still you basically buying it and not asking to use the money in said account is a misuse of trust. These are selfish red flags. Maybe see a marriage counselor now before you actually need one. Good luck.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.